Hey friends, welcome to the Publish, Promote, Profit podcast. I'm Rob Kosberg, and every week I show you how to use a best-selling book to grow your income and your impact. And if you're interested in having your own best-selling book, I recorded a short video explaining our trademark process at beginmybook.com. $2,035,347. That's what Publish, Promote, Profit has brought into our company, Bestseller Publishing, in the last less than 6 months. Now, that doesn't include hundreds of thousands in other sales through our other funnels and other things that we do. I'm just talking about Publish, Promote, Profit. Here's the deal. I want to give you the big picture of how all of this works. Too many people are focused on the little pictures, right? Whether or not the formatting was done correctly, or whether or not every single typo or spelling error was corrected. And certainly we want to create something, and you should want to create something that is as good as you can and certainly as perfect as you can. But if you lose sight of the big picture, then you're in real trouble. Over the weekend, I taught a class on entrepreneurship. And it was fun. A lot of young entrepreneurs or potential entrepreneurs that were thinking about starting their own business. And towards the end, it was 2 separate classes that I did. And towards the end, there was a question and answer time. And there were several questions that all kind of revolved around the same idea. And the idea being, Rob, what do you think the most important thing is when it comes to entrepreneurship? And maybe it wasn't addressed in that exact way, but pretty doggone close. And this is a question, or something at least, that I bring up with my clients quite frequently. And that is that really all of us that are entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, brick and mortar business owners, doctors, dentists, chiropractors, financial advisors, fill in the blank. All of us are really in 2 different businesses. If I were to ask you, hey, what business are you in? What business are you a part of? More than likely, you would tell me about the thing that you do for the world, right? If someone asked me, I might say, well, we ghostwrite and we help coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, brick and mortar business owners to write a book, to launch that, publish and launch that book to bestseller, and then get them on radio, TV, and media so that they can grow their impact and their income, become an authority in their field. And while that's true, and we do that for hundreds of business owners, the reality is that's only one of the businesses that I'm in. And quite frankly, don't be offended, but it's the lesser important business that I'm in. The more important business that you are in and that I am in is getting my message to the world in such a way that it attracts clients into my business. If you cannot do that, then guess what? You can't do the first thing that you want to do. You're going to have to close your business down, go get a job, and not work your magic for the world. Now, we all understand that, at least from a theoretical perspective. But many of us don't take the time, energy, and effort that is needed on that more important business of attracting clients and positioning ourselves as the expert. This is something that I show my clients and I help to show them is really the big picture with creating a book. And that is what I call the hierarchy of desire. The hierarchy of desire is for someone that is a business owner, understanding that this pyramid really represents how your ideal client views you. If they view you as a generalist, somebody that is a life coach or chiropractor or dentist, then really you are at the absolute bottom rung of the pyramid from the standpoint of your client's desire for you and willingness to give you money and pay you for the magic that you do. If you have a few initials after your name and you're a specialist, maybe you have an advanced degree, maybe you went through some special training courses, fantastic. You're a little bit more desirable, but let me tell you, where the real impact happens is when people start seeing you as an expert, a thought leader, and at the very top of the food chain, a celebrity. Now, what does that mean? I want you to think for just a moment. so that you can prove the truth of this to yourself, I want you to think about the industry that you're in, what you do, and how is it that you reach your ideal client. In that industry, there are 2, 3, 4, 10 people that are considered celebrities and thought leaders in that space. If you think for just a moment about that person, I guarantee you that that person is a best-selling author. More than that, I guarantee you that that person has done other things to give them authority and credibility in the space. Perhaps they were on TV. Perhaps they have articles written about them in Forbes or Entrepreneur or Success Magazine. They've appeared maybe in numerous podcasts and radio shows and blog posts. So they have this foundation of their best-selling book, and on top of that foundation has been built with media and PR to give them further credibility. Look, it's true in every industry. It's true in yours. It's true in mine. And the beautiful part is that it can be replicated if you get the big picture of all of this. You see, to get to expert thought leader celebrity, to raise the level of desire that your ideal client has for you, is also to raise the impact that you can make on the world and the income that you're going to be making. It's what I did with my very first book, Life After Debt, that I wrote 11 years ago, and these are a bunch of my other clients' books that I have on my desk. But I did it in conjunction with radio. This was pre-podcast, pre-social media, and I used my book in conjunction with appearances on radio primarily and TV a little bit later to get my book into people's hands, to position me as an authority in financial services, and to grow a brand new business from 0 to over 7 figures in a year in the worst economy, certainly in my lifetime, 2008, 2009. It's something that is being done today, and it's why I shared with you that this book has done $2,035,347 in direct trackable income into bestseller publishing. Why? Because of all the ways that we generate leads, use media, and occasionally do speaking. I don't primarily do it. So the reason that I have these 3 things here, the speaking, the media and PR, the lead generation, is because part of the big picture, when you have the authority, credibility, and the thought leadership that a book and media and PR give you, you then have to translate that in a direct way to people finding you. And the way you do that is you're going to use your book to get one or more of these 3 things on and these are key terms, systematic and regular basis. If you love to speak and you want to do more speaking, which by the way, there are a few things that you can do that will help to position you more as a thought leader than standing up above the crowd and speaking, right? So speaking is fantastic. If you're speaking in front of the right audiences, then guess what? You're going to attract the right client into your business. You'll make a huge impact and an income because of that, and your book will get you those speaking engagements. Maybe you're like me though, and you say, you know what? I don't want to do a lot of traveling at this stage of my life. I like where I live. I like what I do. I like playing golf on Thursdays. I like my family. So what are we going to do? Well, not going to do a lot of speaking. So instead, I want to focus on using, in my case, media and PR. So I've appeared on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. I use those appearances and repurpose them in paid advertising so I can show people the authority. I offer my book in what's called a free plus shipping funnel. So people initially say, oh, I want a copy of this book. It's done real well. It's exactly what I'm looking for. But they still need to pull out their credit card and give me a little something, right? Just a little something for the trouble. So for shipping, $7.95. Then they enter my funnel. Then they enter my world. And because of that, millions of dollars in revenue. But you don't have to do paid advertising to generate leads. You can use a book in conjunction with networking. You can use a book in conjunction with LinkedIn. You can use a book in conjunction with free social media marketing that you're doing. There's a dozen different ways. But this is the big picture. The big picture is raising your authority, raising your credibility, raising your thought leadership, right? Using a book, using media, and then repositioning all of that to attract clients into your world. You can do that. You're in 2 businesses. One is the thing that you love doing, and I hope you love doing it. But the second, maybe even more important, is bringing people into your space and into your world that absolutely loves it. That's how you publish, promote, and profit. That's how you grow your authority, grow your celebrity. Over this weekend, and you may not be impressed with this number, but it's true. Over this weekend, through our funnels, we just crossed 5,000 books on the desks of my potential clients, actually 5,016. Now, that's not a super impressive number, to be quite honest. Now, that doesn't account for Barnes & Noble or Amazon or any of those places outside of my direct funnel. But through my direct funnel and purposes, 5,000 of these books. And because of that, I've been able to track every single one of these $2,035,347 that have come through those 5,016 book buyers that came into my world. So think about it. 5,000 of these has led to $2 million in revenue. And oh, by the way, it's not slowing down. We're selling about 1,500 of these a month, and we could sell even more, but we can barely handle the traffic that we're getting now. This is how you publish, promote, and profit. This is the big picture. Stop being caught up in the perfectionism of every spelling error, the perfectionism of making sure that everything is done exactly right. Yes, you want a great quality book. Yes, you want a high quality graphics and image and all of that. But the more you deliberate, the longer you take, the less opportunity you have to make an income and an impact. And that's the big picture of being a best-selling author. Hope this is helpful for you. Publish, promote, profit. It's what you need to do. Hey, thanks for listening in on the Publish, Promote, Profit podcast. If you enjoyed it, please take a minute and like and subscribe to the podcast, because every week I bring you either great guests or great teaching to help you to grow your income and your impact with a best-selling book. And if you're interested in having your own best-selling book, check out my short video which explains our trademark process at beginmybook.com.